Hey there, I'm back with another episode of Divine Journey 2. Not out of my own free will, mind you, but more because my court-ordered quack said that if I don't do more of these, the death penalty charged would stick, or whatever. What crime did I commit, you ask? I don't know, ask the Family 5 currently at the bottom of the Atlantic. Anyways, if you don't know what Divine Journey 2 is, go watch the first episode. I'm not going to re-explain it every time. Speaking of recaps, last episode I lazily threw together a plot of land that I had the audacity to call a home, full of hazardous tools and materials that was sure to get me charged for breaking countless state and federal worker laws. Unfortunately for those workers, aka just me, their environment won't be getting any safer anytime soon. And by soon, I mean ever. In fact, it's just gonna get worse from here. So, I have 5 goals for this episode. I would like to, number 1, build a home that I can live in. Number 2, I'd like to build a farm so I could stop starving to death and continue my vein mining addiction. Number 3, I'd like to collect all 4 of the basic Minecraft animals, that being sheep, pig, cows, and chickens. Number 4, I'd like to complete all Chapters 1 quests, which I skipped past last time because I wanted to get to Chapter 2. And number 5, I'd like to complete all Chapter 2 quests, which isn't going to be that hard because it's only like 8 quests long. All these tasks are pretty easy, if not just a bit time consuming. Well, except for building the house part. I wouldn't exactly call myself a master builder. Quite the opposite, in fact. I'm really not one for building. I'm very much utility over vanity. And yeah, same spiel as last time. Like and subscribe if you like my content. It helps me out a lot. I'd like to make this a full-time thing if possible, and as much as I enjoy working in retail, I don't. I'd much rather do this. Thanks and stuff. I plan on making the farm an extension of the house, having the 2 connectors, so building 2 will be going hand in hand. But for building any building ever, I kind of need land and space. Pretty easy considering the area mine is already pretty flat, but unfortunately there's a couple of annoying cave entrances, holes, ponds, and hills that make building here kind of awful. An unfortunate thing that I found out is that the Matic is only good for mining dirt. It has no increase of speed for sand or gravel, which isn't really a problem, but I'd be damned if it isn't absolutely annoying to deal with. I mean, sure, I could just vein mine the sand or gravel. As we all know, I have a serious addiction to vein miner, and that would usually call for an intervention between friends. However, at times, finesse is needed, as filling an entire hole instead of just building out the over-the-top layer of dirt is a bit more time-consuming than it's worth in my eyes. Granted, I will need quite a bit of sand and gravel for more grout later on, but I'd rather delay it for the last possible moment rather than being smart and collecting it now. Speaking of smart, the smart thing to do would just be craft a shovel. I did not do this. Why do you ask? I don't know, just never thought of it. Now that we're in Chapter 2, we gotta dive into Totemic. And by dive into, I mean shatter my arms and skull into the concrete in this foot-deep pool, because in all honesty, there really just isn't too much in this mod. By using the totem carving knife I made last episode, I can make totem poles by stacking a bunch of blocks on top of each other and carving silly faces into them. What does it do, you ask? Well, you see, it's kind of just like a beacon from vanilla Minecraft, but worse. The faces you carve into a totem pole decides what effects you get, and I'll just rapidly fire them off. The bat will negate all fall damage you take. The blaze grants you immunity to fire damage. The buffalo gives you haste, and the cow gives you both resistance as well as slowness. Kind of like the turtle master potion later updates. The enderman gives you night vision. The horse carving will give you speed. The ocelot will prevent creepers from exploding in a radius around it. The pig carving will give you luck. The rabbit carving gives you a jump boost, and the spider carving allows you to climb walls. The squid carving grants you water breathing, and last but definitely not least, the wolf carving grants you strength. My personal favorites are the wolf and the horse carving, because I mean, obviously, duh, free strength and free speed are amazing, though the blaze carving will come in very handy in just a while. The cow and the horse carving work in perfect unison, since the speed from the horse will cancel out the slowness of the cow, giving a free level in resistance. A majority of these are good to great, but unfortunately there's a massive downside with the totem pole. It has a range of about 5 blocks. Yeah, not very good. And that's why these totem poles are worse than beacons. I mean, sure, I could spam them about every 10 blocks, but that sounds like it's gonna suck. So I'm not gonna do that. Not to mention it'll take a lot of wood, and it's gonna look really ugly. After doing a small amount of terraforming, I can expand my farm to the size I'm comfortable with, for not starving myself. A few avid Minecrafters among you may realize something that I didn't for a while I was making this farm. It's kind of too big for a single person. Frankly, cutting it to half the size would have been perfect, but I suppose I'll just suffer from success and drown in wheat and baguettes. I want to start working on finishing the Chapter 1 quests. None of them are particularly hard to complete, at all in the slightest, just a bit annoying to get the resources to finish them. So I have to go down to the mines, and I spend about 5 real-life hours in the caves looking for lapis and diamonds, if I can find them. Like, seriously, lapis was unreasonably hard to find. Why lapis? Well, because in Tinker's Construct, you can add lapis on top of tools to give them fortune effects. I don't have to explain why fortune is good, but if I do, it basically means that fortune equals more diamonds, and more diamonds equals more swag. Upon resurfacing, I find a village. That's it. Nothing else worth mentioning. While returning home, I walk across a couple of greatwood trees from Thaumcraft. I decide that I'm going to build my house out of them. This isn't really practical in any way, shape, or form, especially since the tree is an absolute pain to chop down. No, like seriously, it's awful. Though thankfully, because it's such a wholesome heckin' chonker, I only have to cut down about 3 trees for enough wood to last me a year. Another unfortunate thing about Thaumcraft Greatwood is that it's a bit weird. You can't really make much out of it. Like, you can make slabs and you can make stairs. Unfortunately, you can't make fences or fence gates, and trapdoors and doors require thaumium, a metal, to craft, which you don't get until you actually get to chapter 15 or so, where you start progressing in Thaumcraft. So, not exactly the wisest choice of wood, but it looks good at least. Now that I have a hearty stockpile of wood, I finally begin building a fence around my farm. Yes, I'm aware that I really should be building a house right now, but I don't want to, because building and me go together about as well as nitroglycerin and my 5-year-old niece. I spend way too long trying to decide to style a fence, like, way too long. I don't want to talk about it, please don't ask. Eventually, I decide upon this design, or as my friends like to put it, an old-timey prison aesthetic. When they told me it looked like a prison, my first thought was, yeah, no, they're right, it definitely looks like a prison. And my second thought was, whatever, we ball. So, I'm sorry if you don't like it, I won't be changing it. I drain the smeltery of its material so I can tear it down, build it someplace else, and I can begin working on my actual house. I can't describe to you how many times I've stopped working on it throughout the day, quitting the game only to come back about 30 minutes later to work on it some more. It probably doubled the amount of time it realistically should have taken to build this thing. But, yeah. Just don't like building, man. And I'm gonna be completely honest, that oak floor I installed in the house, yeah, it kinda sucks. I really don't like it. I might be changing it later, because I don't want to build any more than I already have. I mean, we've already seen how long it takes me to decide a fence pattern. But yeah, also I lied to you all. I set up a storage room and I did organize my chests. This storage room will also be my workroom with my furnaces, which will unfortunately be replaced very soon, my crafting bench, and my soon-to-be tinkle toilet. I spent 1 trillion years looking through the Tinker's Construct handbook before getting back to finishing the roof on the house. Unfortunately then, I encountered my greatest enemy. Stairs. I spent way too damn long deciding how to build these stairs. Over like 30 minutes wasted trying to design stairs. You want to know the funniest part? In the end, I didn't even use stairs, I just switched to ladders. I'm well aware they look ugly, trust me. If I knew how to build stairs, I'd be doing stairs right now. But these are just more convenient, and I just can't find it in my heart to build stairs. Anyways, I grow some dark oak trees to make fences and fence gates, and I fully seal off my house, making it fully done. And I completed task 1. Along with the house, I also finished the farm, which has been done for a while actually. I just forgot to mention it, so that's 2 objectives completed then. I go on a harvesting spree for sand, clay, and gravel, mostly because I just need it for grouts. Obviously, I mean, I always need grouts. I turn it all into seared bricks, and with my new surplus, I give a much-needed aesthetic and functional upgrade to my smeltery in the form of seared glass. I also created a tinker's furnace. It's kind of like a regular furnace, but it can hold like 1,000,000 items and cook them all at once. Useful for anything that I can't put into the smeltery, like food or certain ores. I feel a bit quirky, so I return to my past and I create a tinkle tank in honor for Sunday and Lancy. Rip the legends. Since I have proper infrastructure now, I decide now would probably be the best time to smelt all ores in my smeltery. This took over an hour. An hour of my life I lost staring at silver lead slowly melting in a box. But at least on the bright side, my chest looked more organized and I have more room. And I'm not gonna lie, I was just watching YouTube shorts brain rots while waiting. No, like seriously, what the hell is it? What the fuck is that thing? Anyways, on a brighter note, I finished all the Chapter 1 quests. Hooray! And on Chapter 2 Totemic, unlike Chapter 1, Chapter 2 takes at most 2 hours to complete, since, again, it's like 8 quests long and requires a very small amount of preparation. Speaking of preparation, I came to the conclusion that Alimite kind of sucks. Sure, it has high durability and high mining level, and it's pink and really cool. It's just kind of a complete pain to make, unfortunately, since you require 3 different resources to alloy it, that being obsidian, iron, and aluminum. I looked into better materials to make tools out of, and I came across the cobalt. Unfortunately, cobalt is solidly locked behind the nether, and that's unfortunately a few chapters away until I'm actually able to get there. So unfortunately, I'm stuck with Alimite, and cobalt is off the table for now. Right? In preparation for Totemic, I decide it's time to abduct the local wildlife. I kidnap a breeding pair of cows, pigs, chicken, and sheep. They won't be used for food since mass-producing baguettes is just easier and more economic, frankly. They won't get the luxury of freedom either, especially if not how my house looks like Alcatraz. Now, with everything prepped, mostly, I indulge myself in a small amount of tomfoolery and begin to Totemic all over the place. I build myself the Donkey Kong bongo drum controller and a fancy skirt to make myself the prettiest boy at the beauty pageant. With my new drip acquired, I can begin doing the totemic rituals. By playing 2 instruments, you can start a ritual in front of a totem pole. These rituals will range anywhere from growing crops faster to making animals breed, giving players buffs, and summoning an angry sky god because, of course, why not? I perform the Rite of Spring, another ritual that turns any other sapling type into red cedar saplings. Why do I need these trees? Definitely not because I want their wood for decoration. God, no, look at these things, they're criminally ugly. It's because I need their wood for special crafting recipes. God, I love arbitrary progression gates. With my newly acquired red cedar wood, I craft some wind chimes. Side note that these things are loud, obnoxious, and they hurt my ears. Anyway, they're another type of instrument that help with rituals, passively. Using the wind chimes, I can turn cows to buffaloes. Don't ask how or why it works that way, it just does. The buffalo don't spawn naturally, so this is the only way you get them. The thing about buffalo is that they're literally just better cows. They drop on their hide, which can be turned 1-to-1 to leather. Their meat is just better, I mean more filling and saturating. Unfortunately, I'm not going to farm them, mostly because I don't feel like creating another pen for them. And like I've said, I'm already pretty sorted for food right now with all the baguettes I have. The actual reason why I decided to commit sin and black magic to these cows into even bigger cows is because I needed their skin and teeth to make more instruments and a teepee. What's a teepee? It's kind of like a bed, but really big and cumbersome, and you can't have any blocks above it for you to be able to sleep in it. Unfortunately, because I found a bed literally day 1, this thing was invalidated, like, immediately. So, sorry about that, TP. However, there is one amazing thing that killing these majestic creatures brings me. The goat, the greatest of all time, the medicine bag. The medicine bag is amazing. What it does, it allows you to select one of the effects from the totem pole, be it strength from a wolf or haste from a buffalo. It allows you to switch on that effect anywhere you are, anytime, even if you're not next to a totem pole. Meaning that as long as you have the medicine bag, you get a free buff. Granted, it does run out their juice after a while, but you can just easily recharge it by standing next to a totem pole. Even then, it's pretty goddamn solid. I can run over to Savannah, now massively sped up due to the fact that I have the medicine bag for the horse's blessing. I run over to pick up some parrots, because colorful Amazon rainforest parrots absolutely do live in the savannah in real life, don't ask. I once again sin, black magic these parrots into bald eagles, which I immediately kill. Listen, I don't want to kill these rare and dangerous species. If you're gonna blame anyone, blame the game for arbitrarily needing me to have their drops digress. Now that I'm near the end of Totemic, I upgrade myself to diamond armor, which uses a good portion of my already limited supply of diamonds, but much better than obsidian armor, almost the durability, but I'd rather take protection over not breaking armor. Now that I'm fully prepared as I'll ever be, I perform the war dance to buff myself and prepare the Totentide ceremony to summon Baycock. Well, that was kind of annoying. Not much of a threat when you're actually prepared, just really annoying to fight because he's a skeleton on crack. Killing him marks the end of Chapter 2 and the end of Totemic. I'm gonna be real, I don't really like Totemic all that much. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't really add anything to the game, well, besides the goats, the medicine bag. I feel like it's just there to kind of be filler. I mean, hell, even first quest of Chapter 3 says it's a weird progression gate. Anyways, leaving Totemic as quickly as we started it, we're on to next chapters. Do note that I did say chapters, that's in plural. This is where the game begins to split up and you can actually begin working on multiple chapters at once. We're locked during chapters 3 and 4 right now, with 3 being a continuation of the more tribal natural magic, and 4 going balls deep into early industrial era machinery. And this is where I'd normally leave off. I mean, I finished the chapter and there's not much else to do, right? Well, remember when I mentioned the Nether earlier? Normally you can't enter into the Nether until you unlock and create a flint and steel in chapter 4, because you actually need steel. However, using my big brain modern day Minecraft knowledge, I know there's more than just one way to light a portal. Yep, by lighting wood on fire, you can head to the Nether early. Normally you'd have absolutely no reason to do this, but I am so utterly sick of having to use and repair alumite, I'm gonna go get cobalt now. Frankly, the Nether absolutely sucks, to no one's surprise. There's these fire bowmen that make Baycock and look like a beta soy boy cuck. Their bows will set you on fire, and I don't have a way to protect myself from fire damage. So I have to go, unfortunately. Or do I? That's right, the goat, the medicine bag, comes in clutch once again. By taking the blaze carving's power from the totem pole, I get an on-demand fire resistance. This helps majorly while fighting them, although it's still kind of awful because they fire an arrow every half second. I collect a sizable stockpile of cobalt and other ores, die a few times here and there, mostly because of these awful little bulbs in the ground that poison you. Like seriously, they're terrible. And I make it back from the Nether, all safe and sound. I throw my cobalt ore into the smeltery, ready to make it into tools. Well, the next episode, that is. And that's where I'm going to leave it off. No more surprise adventures. And that's everything for today. Or is it? Yeah, no, that's everything. So if you enjoyed, you know, do the usual, like, comment, subscribe, please, 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 I beg you, please, please. And, oh yeah, sorry for taking so long to get this episode out. I sort of maybe, we got lost playing Deltarune for a bit. I kind of regret not recording it at the time, but I'll probably do the weird route. I know it's completely unrelated to this, but I love Deltarune so much, so I'm definitely going to record the weird round for that one. And Chapter 5 when it comes out next year. Anyways, yeah. Hope you have a good one. See ya.